Hey YouTube, and welcome back. Now, in the last video, we connected and stored data from our IoT device into an InfluxDB cloud database. We used the Telegraph data source to parse JSON data from the telemetry channel of our IoT device and stored this data in our database. This ensured that our data can now be accessed and analyzed at any time. In this video, we will create a system that can pull data from our InfluxDB database and show that this data in the Grafana dashboard. For example, this is a Grafana dashboard, and you could see data. We have temperature. For this first row, we're getting data from the Wokwi simulator device. And for the second row, it's set up so that we can get data from this, from our desk setup. That's this, the desk setup that we have with a real ESP32. Now, these are charts that you can also set up. I think this chart is set up for the Wokwi. So as data comes in, you would see new data, flow in. Now, we would see all this as we move forward. You remember that we had our data stored in this in InfluxDB in the previous video, so you could see that data. We can query it anytime we want. We could get all the data that's been stored for a very long period of time, right? Now that this dashboard will be set up to query this database, this InfluxDB database, and show at least for these values here, there will be the last value, the latest value rather, and you would see that data here, and then you could also see previous historical data in the chart. Now you could use different types of charts, and at the end of our setup, we should have something similar to this. Let me run this code, Android. Let me run the Android code. Okay, so our Android device is connected, right? Now let's run the simulator device. So simulator device is running, it's connected. Now data has started streaming, right? And the current temperature is 40 degrees Celsius, and humidity is 47. So let's say we update this value to 68 and update this temperature to 65. This dashboard is set up to refresh every 5 seconds. So you would see the latest value. Oh, sorry, I missed this is the one for the simulator, right? So 65.6 and 68. And this is the one for the desk lamp, right? So if we were to get this down and reduce this, you would see, we also use colors to set, you can use colors to set, if something is in a danger zone or in a green zone, you could use that to set that. Now, again, for our device, our desk device, right? So we could, again, we did set this up already. So let's say we wanted to on the Wokwi lamp, right? We can switch on the blue lamp. You can see the blue LED is on. Takes a few seconds, should refresh in every 5 seconds. So the blue LED here should come on, right? And same thing we could do. Yep, you see that just came on. Same thing we can also do the red LED and turn that also on. Now in the meantime, right, we could switch to our desk lamp, right? And you can see the current temperature there is 36.8, which we already had 36.7, right? We have that there, and 22.1, right? We could also switch that on, the blue lamp, right? And once the blue lamp comes on, at some point, right, the blue desk lamp like this the blue desk lamp, right? Should come on. Same thing with the red desk lamp, that should also come on. And we could go back to work with 001. Should reset, so we see the lamps are on. We could switch those back off, so the blue is now off, red is now off, right? And while that is coming, that is about to reflect, it takes about 5 seconds to reflect there. That just reflected, right? We can go back to our desk lamp right here, right? And we could switch the red off, right? So you could see, and about 5 seconds, the red desk lamp should switch off. Now you can see the flexibility of this for an IoT device. Now all that data is stored in our database, and all that data, as things happen, the database queries are being refreshed, and we can see the latest data. We can also see historical value, and this is a very good tool for analyzing data, right? So yep. So again, I hope this tutorial interests you. I'll try my best to explain and simplify the setup processes as best as I can. And really, I do hope you learn from it. Again, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and share these videos. Now, let's dive into it. Okay. All right, so I guess we have the data coming in. Just make sure for the data to keep coming in, just make sure that you do have this on at all times, right? The telegraph needs to be running. If it's not running, you will not see any data come through. All right, so just make sure you have telegraph running on some machine somewhere, like we discussed, right? So just make sure you have that set up somewhere to run. Could be on your local machine or anywhere on the cloud, or VM somewhere. Okay. While we are doing that, while we are on that, let's go to Grafana. We could just keep this on the screen. We could put this back in here so we can get some real estate screen real estate. Okay. Now let's create an account on Grafana. So we're gonna log into Grafana, and we're gonna create an account. Oh, forgot I didn't have an account. That was a login, not register. So let's see, sign in, contact us. Oh yeah, create a free account. That looks good. I like free. Okay, so Google team URL, you Francis. Well, I like that, but I think I may prefer IoT Masterclass. I think that's also available. US Central. Do we have anything closer to the east? Azure, GCP Brazil. Well, let's use GCP. Okay, Google Cloud Platform. I think this would be fine. See if it takes a while to install. Grafana is loading. So it took maybe a few seconds. It's fine. I just had to refresh the screen, and then I had to go get some things done. So about probably a few seconds, less than a minute to get set up. So I guess if If you don't see it come up, maybe just try maybe wait a few seconds and refresh your screen. Not so sure why that happened. I guess these things happen from time to time, right? Okay, so we're set up with Grafana Cloud at this point, and now we get to the awesome part where we're going to start trying to create our dashboard. All right, so first thing we want to do is to set up a connection to a data source, right? So see if I remember this properly. We go to Home up here, click the menu, go to Connections, Data Sources, and we're using InfluxDB. So I say there are a bunch of options that you could use, a bunch of integrations where you can pull data from. So very nice, very, very nice tool. It looks like you can even get it directly from MQTT, right? But the problem is we want something to persist, right? We want it to be able to come to our data, because if we just get it directly from the MQTT, we don't have a database where it's being stored. Maybe not the best options. I'm not sure how it works. I haven't had the time to use all these tools. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't even think I can get my hands on it all. Like, this is so much. So it just shows you the flexibility of the options that you can use, where you can pull data from, what you can use, for your application. But in terms of most popular one, CloudWatch, InfluxDB, MongoDB, and Elasticsearch, right? These are, some of them are installed, some of them you will have to install. We're gonna go with what's already installed to simplify it for us, right? Right, so and InfluxDB seems to be good. We've tried it out. We've been able to get our data. So let's go on. So I'm gonna select InfluxDB here, and I'm gonna create a InfluxDB data source. All right, so the name will be InfluxDB. Let's do this, IoT Masterclass. I think that looks like a good name. The URL will be, we'll have to go back to our InfluxDB account. So you could just pull it from here, right? You could just pull it from the name up there. But just to be sure, we'll just go up here to Dev, go to Settings, just to be sure we have the right thing. All right, just in case. I don't think it changes, but just in case, we'll pull it out from here, right? So I think that should be fine. Okay. So you could maybe put that there, paste. Okay, what else? We don't need basic authentication. We don't need any of these. We're gonna use a token-based authentication, right? So let's see. So query language. Okay, yeah. That was what I was missing. So we're not using the SQL. We're gonna use Flux. All right, just make sure you change that. So set this. Oh, the name got changed. We'll just do that. InfluxDB dash IoT master class. Okay, sorry about that. So InfluxDB IoT master class. Query language, we selected Flux. We want to use Flux. URL, we already put in our URL. Authentication, we don't want to use that. We'll just use the token. So organization, what was that organization again? I think we called it dev, right? Okay, sounds good to me. So hold on, just put that. Okay, so organization dev token. Now to get our token, we need to create a new token. So let's go here to let's go back to InfluxDB, go to sources, we go to, so this was where we created Telegraph, right? But we want to go to API tokens. They talk about it, you need tokens to access or get stuff. So we're going to generate a new token, right? We're going to generate an all access API token. If for now, just create an admin token. Create an admin token, save. It gave us the token, so we're gonna copy that. All right, and we're gonna go back to Grafana and we're gonna paste that here. Now I think we have everything we need, right? So let's check if everything works. So we're just gonna do save and test. Data sources working and 3 buckets found, right? So this means that, once you save and test this and you get that, it means you're connected, right? So at this point, we can clearly say that we are connected to our InfluxDB database because it found 3 different buckets, right? If you want to make sure, you can go to buckets and you can see we do have 3 buckets actually here. So that's by the way, right? So let's go back to Grafana. Since we're connected, let's go back and let's go to dashboards. So we have, there's some default dashboard stuff that's here. We don't really need those. We're gonna create our own dashboard. So first, let's create a new folder because there's like different folders. We don't want to confuse things. So I'm gonna create a new folder and I'm gonna call it IoT Masterclass. Okay, create. You can name your folder anything, right? Just to make sure, we go to dashboards. And we see our IoT Masterclass folder there, right? So let's go here, go to the folder, and we're gonna create a dashboard in this folder, right? So it's been a while, let me see. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. So you click on create dashboard, and now let's add a new panel, right? So give me a second. So let's add a new panel. So let's go here, add a new panel. Panel type, we can use I think a stat would be nice, right? A stat will be nice. Let's call this title temperature. So we're gonna get a temperature value here, right? What else do we need to set? Okay, we are gonna have to set the, just making sure we have, okay, so we have numeric field, okay. I think we're good. So let's select our data source first. So data source is InfluxDB IoT Masterclass, and now we need to write a Flux query. So let's write one, right? So from the bucket. Bucket name is think that was the right name of the bucket we had. Pretty certain. MQTT data dash all. Okay. This looks good. Okay. Okay. Range. We'll start at 0. So we'll probably just loop through everything. Maybe not a good way to make a query, but you can always change it. You could use the Flux language any way you like. Okay, so, and then filter. I get a variable to pick that up, and we're gonna look at our let's try to be a little faster. Hold on. It's quite slow. Measurement. Let me just speed this up a little bit. Okay, and okay. So we starting from 0, we're getting MQTT consumer, right? We want to get the field for temperature. We want to make sure our host. You don't have to put this because we're kind of only broadcasting from one place right now, right? But I think we called it local.mqtt. Let me confirm that. Local.mqtt.telegraph, right? So that's our host. Just make sure I have that typed in correctly. And oh yeah, I forgot, I didn't see that. We already have a value here, right? 40, right? And what else do we have? Topic is that. Telemetry, we're just picking the one for Woki 001, right, for now. And so right now it looks like we're getting everything. We just need the last value. So we're gonna have to do this. That should get us the last value. Let's reload this and see. Cool. So now we have the temperature there, right? We can set the units. I think this temperature is measured in Celsius, right? So let's go ahead and pick Celsius. What else? Okay, so okay. Display name, change the field of the series. Do we want to change that? I think we already have that. Fine. Color schema, thresholds by value. Okay, so we're doing this by thresholds. So we could say, I think the max temperature in this thing is not really, I don't remember. I think it's 80 degrees, right? I think that's the max, if I'm right. So yeah, it's 80 degrees Celsius. So let's just go back here. So starting from, let's say anything above 65 degrees, we want to show as red. Anything above 40 degrees, we want to, no, sorry, 65, we want to show as red. Anything above 50, let's say 53, not really sure, just guessing. We want to show as orange, right? And then anything in the anything lower than that, we would leave as green. So we're gonna apply that. That looks pretty good. We can go ahead and shape this to a size that's good. Just save this. Dashboard name. What do we call this dashboard? My IoT dashboard. My IoT dashboard. And we're going to my IoT dashboard. We're going to save that. Okay. Now we're going to we're gonna make a copy of this. So it looks like we can duplicate this. And duplicating this, we're going to, let's see, what do we do next? Let's make this humidity, right? So let's change this to humidity. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I can change that. Humidity, right? That sounds good. Now, what did we do here? We asked for temp. Let's ask for humidity. Yep, that looks good. And then anything else? Okay, and we wanna put the unit of humidity. See, the value just changed. So we want to put the humidity %, right? So that looks good. Humidity ends at 100, right? That's 100%, right? So anything above 80, we want to put as red, and anything above 60, we want to probably put as yellow, right? This looks good. What do you think? All right, we're gonna apply this. Apply, and we're just gonna save. Okay, so we have the temperature and we have the humidity from Woke 001, right? Now, what else? So the next thing we want to do is let's see if we can get the blue and the red LED, right? So I'm just going to give me 1 second here. I'm going to make a copy of this again. We could just do this. Duplicate. We'll go and we'll edit it. So let's start with red LED. Okay. So in order to get a red LED, first of all, we change the to title. The field we're looking for. The field we're looking for is not humidity, it's red LED underscore LED, right? That should get us our red LED value. Unfortunately, that is not a number. So most likely we're gonna get like a no value here. If you refresh it, yeah, you see no data. Don't worry about that. That is expected, right? So we want to go and pick the field that we want, and that is this red LED field. And we can see we have a value of off there, right? Now we do not need this because this is not a number, right? So what we want to do is we want to go here, color schema. We don't want to use thresholds. Rather, we want to use, I think I like green, yellow, red, because then we can use the yellow and the red and the green, right? Oh, sounds pretty cool. All right. So now let's go ahead. Since we're using the value schema here by the value, so we want to create some value mappings. So we're going to add some value mappings. And the first value mapping is we're going to add on. And for that, the text that will display is on. And the color when it's on, let's set that as, I think a nice green would be good. Right? We're going to add another mapping, which is also of type value. And we're going to do off. And anytime we also will make sure it displays value off, right? And the color we're gonna set for that will be a nice great red, and we're gonna update that. Oh, cool. So now we have our it's off, right? So the value is it's off, right? So we're gonna go and apply this and just save the dashboard. Okay, next. I think we have another property for green LED, right? So that'd be a nice to have, right? Blue LED, sorry. So we're gonna duplicate this just to make things easy for us. We're going to edit it, and we're gonna say blue, right? And the value in the database, I think it's just blue underscore LED, right? So we're just gonna do, instead of the red LED here, we're gonna do blue underscore LED. Just gonna reload that. We're missing something, not sure what. But we do have, hold on, so let me see. Did we miss some? Oh, yeah, I know why. So we said blue LED, but because we copied it, right, our fields are still kind of, software glitch. So let's go back to the fields, and that will select blue LED. Now we have our off. Okay, that just tells us things are working, right? We're gonna apply that, and we are going to save our dashboard. Save. Right now, next thing we're gonna do, I think one thing I'd like to add to this is let's add a chart, like a graph, right, of temperature and humidity. So if we were to edit this, nope, let's make a copy first, right? So we make a copy of temperature. Oh, sorry, not a copy, sorry, duplicate, I made a mistake. A duplicate of temperature, we want it down here, we don't want it up there. We want it down here. And what we want to do here is let's go and edit it. We don't want the last value, we want all the values, right? So let's take that last out so that we can get all the values for temperature. We don't want to use a stat. We probably would prefer a time series. That might look nicer. You could use a bar, but oh no, that doesn't look good. I don't know. Well, this kind of looks good in a way because it shows you what level. It's kind of like a level. I think that looks good. Okay. Where do we get time series? Oh, we could use a bar chart. right? So it shows you the temperature over a period of time. This looks good though. What do you think? I don't know. Well, you could use whatever you want. Let's try time series. We kind of had all that data all at the same time, right? And let's use point instead of line. So you see all that temperature data came in kind of all at once. If it came in over a time range, you would see it pop in, over a time range, right? So this was when it came in. Let me see. Now that I think about it, this bar chart might be a better representation. Let's try that out. And this legend here is not very nice looking. We could change that. So we could go to standard display name, text size, unit. Yeah, I think it is. Temperature, apply. Okay, so we have all that down there. Okay. I think this looks pretty good. What do you think? I don't know. It looks good to me. We could use a line chart if you want, but if you like, you could use that. We're gonna create another one for humidity. So let's duplicate this. And we're gonna edit this, and we're gonna change that to humidity. And we're gonna do field as humidity. Let's reload that, make sure we have the data. Yeah. What else? Yeah, you could do some averages and all that, but we don't want to get into doing too much stuff right now. We're gonna change the unit and the first of all, let's change the display name to humidity, and then the unit, right? We wanted to change the unit. Okay, so let's go look for unit. This is Celsius. We need humidity. H. Okay. Let's apply. Okay, so we have these charts. Would be nice if we could get different colors for the different values, but I guess for now we're good. All right, so it looks like everything seems to be working, good so far. This looks like a good display board. Now you could do as many as you want. You could do it for the different IoT devices that you want. Just copy it or duplicate it, set the value. So like here we did Walkway 001, right? So if you wanted to edit this to Walkway 002, right, you could just change that, or you could change this ID because we specifically want data from this topic, right? Remember, we were only sending data associated with a device to a particular topic, right? So from here, so if we change that to Walkway 002, Walkway 002 is sent to the device Walkway 002 telemetry topic, right? So you could do that and get your Walkway 002 data. You could do whatever you want, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and save all this. All right, save all of this, and then let's go ahead and run our application and see if anything changes. Right? Wouldn't be? Let's see. We can see if something changes. All right. So I'm gonna go back and start up my I had to stop this because I left for a few minutes and then came back to continue this video. So I'm gonna restart my telegraph. Right, now that telegraph is started, I'm going to bring this back up. This is walkway 001, right? Yep, it is. So let's get this back up and running. Telegraph is still, and telegraph is connected, so we are sure that our data will come in. Let's go back to a Grafana dashboard, and let's set this to refresh every, let's say 5 seconds, right? So we want our dashboard to get new data after every 5 seconds. Now let's run this and see. Connecting. Can we make a connection? I think we should. Great, we made a connection, right? So what is our current value? Oh, you see the value just changed and new data came in, right? You can see that, right? So this is now 80. You see, that's quite high, right? So that's why it's red, right? Let's take that down to like, let's say a 57, right? And let's bring this up to like an 85, right? You can see, sometimes it just depends. The data doesn't come through, I guess. Yeah, 57.4 just came through. You can see in orange, 85.5%, right? And now, so you see it pretty much works, right? So let's get our emulator, like our device back up, right? So let me run the Android simulator. Give me a second to run this simulator. So this is our Android simulator, right? So let's just minimize this a little bit more. Okay, I could probably get a little space off here, and then let's get this here. Just get some space out here, right? So let's put on our blue LED, right? Put on our blue LED. Our blue LED comes on, tells us it's on. Let's see if the blue LED comes on. 5 seconds, it's kind of like a long delay, but in IoT real time, you don't want to send data every time to the cloud anyways, you don't want to, so you can see we have an on. We'll switch on our red LED, right? And hopefully that comes on. We also have to wait another 5 seconds. That comes on, right? We switch off the blue LED. Hopefully that goes off. And then while we're doing that, let's take down our humidity to 25 and take down the temp. Let's say we increase the temperature to 76. All right, so there was probably a 32 cent before the 25, right? So yeah, now we get the 25, right? So, and now we have the 76.7. So you can see this is a good dashboard. This pretty much looks good. I know it's a lot of technologies. I know it's a lot of things happening back and forth. It's been a while I've touched some of these. I've been traveling a lot lately and doing a lot of other things, right? So kind of trying to remember some of these things takes time. I know it's been a while since my last video, and I'll try to see if I can get more videos uploaded quicker if you're following this channel. But I hope you like this. This is a great, start to the Internet of Things. Very, very great start, right? So it's been fun so far. It's been fun, seeing how these things work, using the walkway simulator, getting things to work, connecting the database, connecting Grafana, InfluxDB, MQTT, mobile application, right? So it's a little crazy, and it can be, right? But it's fun. It's fun, and I enjoyed it. You can do, the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are limitless. You can do whatever you want. You could, if you want to go into an IoT field, get a job as an IoT engineer, or get a job, building and setting up IoT systems, or you could even get a job, in analytics, studying the data, right? Understand how these things work, or as a mobile app engineer, as a web developer, front end, back end. There's like so many things involved, and just knowing how it all comes together and how it all fits together is really great. It's fun to just put it together and write this code and be able to get things to work. Now, in the next steps, next few videos going forward, initially I did talk about that I'm trying to build a flower pot because that's what my son wants, So we're probably going to dive more into control on the ESP32 side, right? So trying to control water pumps, trying to, send data to cloud, monitor our water pumps, we'll think about how that's going to be done. I haven't really thought through it fully yet, but that's probably where we're going to be more focused on. This video up until this extent shows you a lot of things, how you can get things done, how you can set up a system, how you can store things in your database, and you can change things. You can do whatever you want. Use a different database, use anything, use the different tools out there. A lot of them, I'll tell you, a lot of them are free. You would be surprised what you can get for free. Maybe not production grade when you get free, except maybe you're on OpenStack, you get production grade stuff. But, you'd be surprised what you can get for free to try some of these technologies out. Feel free to use any of them, maybe we can look into using other systems, like Azure is a good system and Google Cloud is a good system for IoT. I've worked in the past with the Azure IoT Hub, right? Very simple to use, very easy to integrate with the Azure functions, with the time series database provided by Azure. I've used a lot of those in the past, right? And it's great, very great tools. Same thing with Google Cloud, has great tools that you can use, and easy ways you can set things up, right? Creating APIs. You can even use Firebase to set up your APIs, use the functions, lots of things you can do. And AWS has crazy tools that you wouldn't believe, right? So I'd leave this up to you to decide. This is just a starter introductory class, masterclass, right? So feel free to ask your questions and let me know what you think. And, it's fun reading all the comments from my subscribers, and I enjoy it a lot. So I really enjoyed this. I like saying this. Please feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and share these videos. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Thank you.